Hello, my name is Sofia Paoli and I work for Politecnico di Milano as a researcher. My field of expertise is urban planning, focusing on urban forestry, urban sustainability and resilience, urban policy strategies and nature-based solutions. This lecture is the second part of Principles of Urban Forestry Design, and I will speak about three new principles, which are diversity, social equity and biodiversity conservation. As you have learned, urban forestry design should rely on integrated, transdisciplinary, multiscalar, multifunctional principles, but also on diverse, resilient, inclusive, context-specific and strategic approaches and principles. The process of designing new forested areas in urban and peri-urban settings requires several considerations for a successful implementation. One of these is the diversity of species in urban forests, which is fundamental to reduce risks from pests and diseases and improves resilience in the supply of ecosystem services. The tree species selection is an important component of design. Evaluations should always be made considering the site's characteristics and its future integration with the existing green system to become a new component of the network of green spaces. Tree size, habit, shape, longevity and speed of growth are other elements to consider in design. In the past years, in 1990, Frank Santamour, with his 10-20-30 rule, suggested a maximum percentage by species, genus and family in a municipal forest. Specifically, he proposed that no more than 10% of any species, no more than 20% of any genus, and no more than 30% of any single family should be planted. While this has undoubtedly led to a more diverse and resilient urban forest in many cities, the 10-20-30 rule was a rule of thumb rather than being based on empirical evidence. In fact, it has been studied that existing urban forests are generally much less diverse than the proposed benchmarks at the species level, but similar to the benchmarks at the genus and family level. Nevertheless, diversity is needed at different taxonomic levels. For example, diversity in species means different functions and morphologies, placing them in different ecological niches that give as a result a significant reduction in the risk of widespread mortality. Providing species diversity for urban forests also strongly promotes overall biodiversity. The richness of fauna related to the presence of trees and shrubs depends on the structural diversity of urban and peri-urban forest, on their size and type of leaves, the height and size of the plants, their age, structure, and the environment in which they are planted. The number of animal species associated with trees increases as the number and complexity of habitat grow. In addition, genus and family diversity can help reduce the incidence of particular pests and diseases, while age diversity in forests helps maintain ecosystem services provision over time. The second principle is social equity. According to WHO, the World Health Organization, equity is the absence of unfair, avoidable or remediable differences among groups of people, whether those groups are defined socially, economically, demographically or geographically or by other stratifiers, for example sex, gender, ethnicity, disability or sexual orientation. Within cities, green space is often unequally distributed and access is often highly diverse based on income, ethno-racial characteristics, age, gender, ability or disability, and many other axes of difference. Therefore, city dwellers do not all have the same and equal access to the benefits deriving from green urban space. As a matter of fact, cities have long invested unevenly in various neighborhoods, leaving low-income communities and minorities without reliable city services, especially in urban forestry. Access to green space is therefore an environmental justice issue, as ecosystem services provided by urban and peri-urban forestry support the ecological integrity of cities and protect the public mental and physical health of the urban population. Moreover, urban green spaces have been shown to boost social cohesion, encouraging bonding between neighbors, providing a greater sense of safety, and reducing crime and violence in cities. As urban forestry planners, it is necessary to ensure accessibility for all citizens, allowing them to have a wide range of multifunctional green spaces that can meet the different needs and expectations based on the diversity of the population without any tangible physical or intangible barrier. Therefore, urban forests should be neutral places, allowing for environmental justice and integration between different social groups. Urban and peri-urban forestry can foster the interactions between communities and improve social cohesion, ensuring common welfare. The lack of social equity and environmental justice can create abandoned green spaces. Governance approach play a vital role in determining the process of design and the implication it has on environmental justice. The third principle is biodiversity conservation. Current global urban challenges such as climate change and environmental degradation have resulted in increased awareness of the importance of biodiversity enhancement and protection. The climate and environmental crisis affect living species such as animals and plants, with an even greater effect on those species which are not given time to adapt to new changes. According to the United Nations, the extinction rate of animal species is accelerating due to the health of the ecosystems in which these species live. An average of about 25% of animal and plant species are threatened, and this is equivalent to about 1 million species at risk of extinction. According to the UN, an analysis of the number of species for which sufficient habitat remains suggests that to date already 500,000 terrestrial species of animals and plants are doomed to extinction due to the loss or deterioration of their habitat. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List, at present more than 40,000 animal species are at risk of extinction. This is made up of conifers for 34%, reef corals 33%, cycads 63%, amphibians 41%, mammals 26%, etc. The potential for green urban areas to nurture biodiversity needs to be recognized by urban planners and urban foresters in order to preserve and promote diversity through urban forestry planning, design, and management practices. Management options should focus on increasing biodiversity in all aspects of the urban forest, from street trees to urban parks and woods. Several studies have shown that green areas, parks, and even street trees can create a dynamic, organic structure of associated flora and fauna for remarkable biodiversity and biomass embedded in the city fabric, marking time through the natural cycles of growth and decay. Thus, biodiversity, especially in cities, must be protected and enhanced. The implementation could be performed through the diversification of the tree species present in the urban environment, through the implementation of the tree canopy cover and the number of trees, as well as through numerous other strategies that involve the application of multi-scalar and multimodal urban and landscape ecology principles and criteria, as well as the regeneration of already existing habitat. These were 6 of the key principles for urban forestry design, useful to ensure that new green spaces are designed in a proper manner and that existing ones are redesigned as needed in order to create sustainable living places that are good for both people and nature. Thank you for listening.